And welcome back. It's a great Friday for What's Trending with Hans Leck.
Hans Leck, let's go.
Here we go,
Welcome
finishing
back.
out the week strong, still here, still on this couch.
Absolutely. We're glad to have you for What's Trending. It's always good to get your takes on the hot topics of the world.
Oh, and I got a lot of them for you, Michael.
All right, so let's dive right in because wine lovers and pickle lovers, get ready for this. The first ever pickle-flavored sparkling wine cocktail.
Ugh.
Finally.
Could be here.
Finally. Interesting.
Clausen Pickles has teamed up with Spritz Society to create a white wine cocktail with the pickle company's signature pickle flavor. This is the first time that Clausen has entered the beverage market in its 150-year history. What started off as an April Fool's prank back in April of 2022 turned into reality. Spritz Society was surprised by the positive reaction and demand from fans after its April Fool's prank about a pickle-flavored wine. The cocktail, officially named Spritz Society Pickle by Clausen, is available for sale exclusively online at spritzsociety.com.
Now, you know what? I do love Clausen pickles, though, so you know I'm usually not a big fan of pickle flavored this or that. Clausen is a pretty good brand, so I might be willing to give it a try just to see what it's like.
I've never noticed a pickle brand before, so the fact that you can identify a pickle brand is amazing.
Well, I mean, it's different companies. So there's like Volastic pickles, and then there's Clausen. There's different companies. Maybe I'll clarify their companies.
Wow, this is impressive.
And they have different ways they make pickles.
I just know that there's the one with the bird on it, and that's usually the one
That's Volastic, I believe.
That's the one.
You guys, there's apparently some pickle experts on this couch today.
Is it bad that I'm more concerned about the fact that it's a wine than a pickle? I'm a big fan of pickles, but I'm not the biggest wine drinker. So honestly, the pickle part of it sounds like
You're not a big fan of drinking wine? We gotta work on that. Just like I think there's a wine store here in town, and we can definitely work on that, though.
Actually, I can remember Hans Leck actually went with me to the wine bar up in Eagle River before.
True. I did.
So Mr. doesn't enjoy his wine, actually is a wine drinker himself.
Do you recall what I got there? It was
You ordered a beer.
I got a beer.
You got a beer. I do remember that. That was
You got
funny.
a beer? You didn't even get a wine.
No,
I tried some wines, but unfortunately it's just not for me.
I got some chocolate wine sitting in my fridge right now. I'm ready to try it, but you got another good story, right?
Well, if you do want something, well, maybe President Obama has something for you. Former President Obama just dropped a sizzling list of his summer song and book recommendations yesterday. Obama's playlist is a mix of old and new with everything from indie rock groups Boy Genius is Not Strong Enough to classics like Tina Turner's 1966 hit River Deep, Mountain High. It also includes popular throwbacks like 90s hip-hop anthem California Love by Tupac Shakur and 80s tune Walk It Like an Egyptian or Walk Like an Egyptian from the Bengals. On Obama's summer reading list, titles ranging from thrillers like S.A. Crosby's All the Sinners Bleed to nonfiction titles including Matthew Desmond's Poverty by America. Obama has traditionally released the list for the summer holidays, and even for some workout motivation, you can head over to his official Twitter page for the full list of songs and books.
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. That's all over the place.
Yeah. Well, it's a good gig for the former president, just getting to recommend songs and books and whatnot. It sounds like a great gig I'd want. I've certainly got a lot of takes about movies and books and whatnot that I would like to give to people, but no one seems to want to hear it.
Well, we need to get you a Twitter account that's called Feedback with Hans Leck.
That'd be fun.
That'd be a time.
But another important story coming right at you.
Yeah, let's get into that. Police in East Corinth, Vermont are investigating two reported thefts from the Beetlejuice 2 film set. That's not good. Police got a call from movie security personnel on July 14th reporting props missing, and according to a news release from Vermont State Police, a pickup truck drove up to a large lamppost, put it in the back of the truck, covered it with tarp, and fled the scene. Police say movie officials told them that 3 days later, a 150-pound abstract art statue was missing from a set near the cemetery, and Vermont State Police are encouraging anyone with information on the thefts to contact them. And it might be a bit before some of this might get resolved, though. Of course, with the writers and the writers' strike and now the actors' strike, and I think it's like a Broadway strike happening now too. Like all the Broadway shows that are happening are on pause now.
Absolutely, and amazing over in Vermont. I remember we just talked about this yesterday. All the flooding that was happening in Vermont. How were they able to steal the statue with all the water rising around them?
Maybe they use that to their advantage.
Canoes. canoes. Yeah.
Well, it said they had a truck there, so maybe they had some other boats nearby too.
Yep, you gotta just throw that on the barge and just like float all that stuff downriver.
That seems like a good way to do it. They could have borrowed one of the 4 historical canoes from the Pioneer Park Historical Complex, perhaps.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Gonna upset a lot of people with that one, taking away from the UW's research like that, stealing those canoes, as well as from Beetlejuice 2 set.
True.
Yeah, right.
Hopefully that, all these strikes can get resolved, though, so they can get that movie back up and running.
Yeah, and all the other movies, too. I wouldn't be surprised, though. This is just kind of just a prediction, though, at this point, though, because meteorologists predict. I wouldn't be surprised that maybe the theaters have a little bit of a shortage in movie releases for a bit, depending on how long these strikes go, because they can get these productions started back up. We might run out of movies for a bit, so we'll have to see how things go. So,
That's true.
But meanwhile, though, you're ready for the 3-day forecast, aren't you?
Absolutely. We're not going to run